Give it up for Nick one more time, guys. It's not easy, I'll tell you, to come up here and do that. So, hi everyone, my name is Rohan. I'm one of the young adult presenters for the Ending the Silence program, even though I'm not so young anymore, but that's okay. So I want to start out by thanking you guys for coming out and supporting us. As you guys know by now, the name is Ending the Silence, and the reason we call it that is because the goal is to end the stigma around mental illness and help kids feel more comfortable speaking up and getting the help when they need it. Now, the reason I'm so passionate about this is because when I was a kid, I didn't speak up, and because of that, things only got worse. Some of you may have heard my story already, but if you haven't, I'll just say that I am living proof that mental illness does not discriminate. I was very high functioning. I was actually in medical school, and on the surface, everything looked fine. No one really knew what was going on with me, and because I didn't speak up, my mental illness went undiagnosed. I ended up being put on the wrong medication, which induced a psychotic episode where I went out, actually committed a crime, ended up getting locked up. Now, first I'd like to take a minute to thank my parents. My dad's actually here today. For still supporting me, paying my bail, and the reason I sometimes get emotional when I talk about this, and this is not a story I share very often, is because when I first got locked up, there was actually another Indian kid there. He was 19, and similar to me, he had a psychotic episode, committed a crime. Those two key differences. One was that he had a very petty crime. His bail was only set at $500, and I'm not even going to mention what mine was. But the second key difference is that his parents didn't understand mental illness, and like a lot of people, they just thought he was being stupid, and for that reason, decided to keep him in the most violent jail in Philadelphia, to where we both were, in order to teach him a lesson. And he ended up taking his own life. So I want to wrap this up by saying that if I can go to these schools and prevent just one kid from having to go through that, then this is all worth it. And now we've now spoken to thousands of kids at this point, and it's all thanks to people like you for funding this, who make this all possible. So, you know, Nick and Lori have great messages for the kids. They say things like, "You're not alone. It's okay to not be okay." My message to the kids is I just want to stress how important it is to express yourself, especially at that age, because again, I didn't. And I like to end by saying, one thing I wish I had known is that, one thing I learned is that anytime you're genuinely excited to share something, you know, it could be a story, it could be a dance, it could just be how your day went. I guarantee you there's always going to be somebody out there who's going to appreciate what you have to share. So never feel like you have to hold back. And thank you guys so much. Thank you. And I always wanted to say this, but now back to you, Bruce.